Welcome to Anglia Car Auctions. It is the time of the year when Freddie and myself, what do we do?
We're very busy, aren't we, Guy? But we're about to do a preview of the classic auction coming up this weekend, which is the 25th and 26th of January. And we've got quite a selection, haven't we, Guy?
We have indeed. So it's time, grab yourself a cup of tea and come and sit with us whilst we give you a whistle-stop tour around the sale. There are, just to give you some idea, over 230 cars in the sale, over, I think about 112, 113 motorcycles in the sale, and 230 odd lots of automobilia.
And we should point out we're going to try and cover everything that we can. There might be the odd one that slips through the net. We will certainly try our best, but hopefully you'll get the gist of it.
Absolutely. Any queries, go onto the website www.angliacarauctions.co.uk or phone the office and someone will be happy to help you.
Yeah, and we start with this guy, lot number one.
Absolutely. So the first one, technically not lot number one.
No, actually,
lot 250. So we've got a weird. The automobilia is being sold Saturday morning in advance. But what an absolute peach this is.
Yeah, fantastic. Triumph 2500 estate, quite an interesting one. It was one of the first cars here, actually, wasn't it? Long before Christmas, and came into us. It'd been stored in a garage for quite a few years. We had a quick look over it. Would say, obviously, returning to the road may need some recommissioning as such, but it's running, it's driving. We've been down the road in it, and what a rare survivor now.
Rare,
I mean, to be fair, they were rare when they were new, weren't they?
And this is the S as well, so extra special. The estate love the period roof rack.
Also offered no reserve.
Yep, so that'd be a great one as a litmus paper to see how the weekend kicks off. But just look at the back of that. I love to see those original number plates as well. I love that sort of
just finish it off, don't they?
Style.
But we've had loads and loads of calls and inquiries on that, and it's just something you just don't see. You know, it's if you want something to take like to a show and you're not going to have another one there, that would be it. That'd
be it, but also practical.
Yeah.
Sling your bike in the back.
Or the dog.
Go and do a, have a nice picnic somewhere.
Yeah.
Second car in, I really like this.
If you're wondering why it's wobbling, Scott is hard at work.
I just saw that. Thank you, Scott. So, Scott, give us a wave. Scott's been beavering away, polishing the cars. It's a bit of a chilly day, so it's quite lucky because he's keeping himself warm.
Yeah.
But thank you, Scott, for that.
But really quite interesting. So, Vauxhall Victor, this one arrived a little bit later to us, and I think classic car, you think of something like this. Very of the period. I love the colour, that sort of two-tone with the darker roof. Interior is quite original, isn't it?
It is. Lovely bit of wear to the interior. Floor change manual as well. Some great dials, a lot of sort of chrome bezels and things. Really cool.
I was going to say, it's that chrome work. I mean, it's very 60s, isn't it? And also all the chrome on the front, nice and shiny. And really,
we're guiding this £4,000 to £6,000. Now, a special car. I know Freddie's got a real weak spot for these.
Well, if you want something that has starred in TV, this could be it. So this Alfa 147 GTA. Now, I love an Alfa personally. So my brother's got a 156 GTA Sport Wagon, which we sold one of those in the last sale actually. So I already like these to start with. But what's interesting about this one is actually featured on Top Gear.
It was the car that Jeremy Clarkson
drove, and I think the Stig has sat in that very seat.
I think Jeremy Clarkson in this one.
Yeah.
I hate to correct you because that sounds really bad. I think the Stig was in a silver one, which
okay.
they had in the studio at the same time. I'm being a bit of a Top Gear nerd.
Yeah, you've watched it a bit more than me.
I have. I've got a few more years on you. But the great thing about this is, whilst he was driving it, and afterwards, because we had a little playback of it, he's doesn't handle particularly well. There are faster cars. There's all this, but at the end of it, he sums it up. Would I buy one? Absolutely.
Yeah. I think they had the other cars there, and he said, "Yeah. So which one would you buy? The Alfa?"
Every time. And this one, I think we've got a really attractive figure on this, haven't we?
I think no reserve probably is the most attractive figure, isn't it? So
one of two in the sale.
Yeah, one of two, and really looks the part. I like that. And again, it's one of those ones, they're emerging, aren't they? They've picked up a bit, and yeah, just a cool story to it as well.
A cool
Imagine
story.
taking...
If you're going to buy one, brilliant. Have the one that was the Top Gear car.
Yeah.
And that engine, doesn't it sound good?
Oh, they all sound so good, don't they?
3.2 litre V6.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Really does the part. Little Mini for you, 82 car. I think this has had quite a bit of work done to it. Keenly guided, 2.5 to 3.5. Not a lot of money for a Mini. Minis are always fun. You get all the bits for them, usable and interesting, aren't they?
Brilliant. Now, Freddie, tell me about this, because this is the first tractor you've driven, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this came into us, and I've been here 3 years now, and I said, Guy, I've never actually driven a tractor yet. And I think the words, again, sticking to the Top Gear theme of how hard can it be, sprang to mind. And turns out not very, actually. I had a lot of fun with this. Actually quite a fun thing. It's had, someone's spent some money on it. You've even got like the, plug-in like voltage things and bits and pieces.
Is that for your sat-nav in case you get lost?
Yeah, well, many people being Norfolk are usually stuck behind one of these, so you could get your revenge and now be in the driver's seat.
Actually, could you tow a caravan with it? Yes, you could. Yeah. On the back, just for double revenge. Grass tyres. So if you've got a paddock, something like that at home, new front tyres, 4-cylinder petrol, so not a noisy, dirty diesel, roll bar. Great, just to put a topper behind it and top a paddock.
And you've got the hat for it.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Now this, I will make a mention of this XJS. This is quite an interesting one. This has had lots of money spent on it. It was, I believe, a category vehicle, but quite a while back. That was in the 90s. It's since had loads and loads of money spent on a restoration on it. We're guiding it just £2,500 to £3,500. I should think that should hopefully do better than that. As I say, lots of money spent on it. Really looks the part actually with the cream interior too. All that woodwork. It's just Jags of these eras really are one of my favourites. I say really keen guy, £2,500 to £3,500. What have you got there, Guy?
Well, we've got two little pocket rockets, two racing cars, best part of 2 decades apart. Obviously the Ford Escort RS Turbo in white. One of two in the sale we have this way, and an RS 1600. Great car. If you were a kid growing up in the 80s, 90s and noughties, these were everywhere and very much of an era. If you're slightly younger, you'd have leapt forward to 2005, this Vauxhall VXR. Now this one's got £1,200 worth of hybrid turbo on it. It goes like a scolded cat, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So probably best part of 20 years between them, 18 years, quite a difference, but everything's emerging, everything's evolving.
A modern classic.
Yeah, really great to see modern classic.
Oh, Alpha 75. Now, these are a bit, I think it'd be fair to say, quite a Marmite's car in terms of styling. I love these.
I love Marmite. So.
No, I think, again, really look the part. In white as well, which, again, I think just adds to the boxiness of it. Yeah. So it's an 89 car. So we've guided it, I think, there we are, £4,000 to £6,000. Again, had some money spent in 24, so quite recently. Just a really rare survivor. I mean, if you actually, I don't know if you can have a look. If you look in the arches of that is really quite solid too. The chap said to me he's deliberately left the wheel arch linings out of it so you can see how solid it is inside. So that's a bit of reassurance for you there.
Brilliant.
Fintel Merc.
Now, I like a car with a bit of a story. So in 1965, the family that bought this traded in their Austin. And they got £90 trade-in, and I think this cost £1,900. So some upgrade. So they've gone from British engineering to sort of a German Teutonic engineering.
That is quite an upgrade, isn't it?
Absolutely. Stayed with the original family for quite a number of years. Looks a really solid car. Could benefit from a little bit of paintwork here and there, but very tidy inside. Column change as well. So if you haven't driven a column change classic, a lot of you think they are actually just a different experience. They're great fun. But what a car, really exciting.
100%. This little Ward, it's a bit of fun, really. I think God would say £3,000 to £4,000. Maybe when the weather's slightly warmer, you know, you could have some real good fun with that. The chap actually did drive it here as well, so just an interesting thing.
I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the Wolseley Hornet. Again, I think reasonably guided. These always do quite well here. We've had some really good results previously, haven't we, on these?
Yes.
£3,000 to £4,000. Yes, there's a couple of bits you could do. I think sort of paint here and there, but generally sort of a usable example.
I like these sliding windows, leather seats.
And just so
it's great.
So you know, there's everything you need and nothing more. You know,
and a boot. So if you can't handle the mini small boot, even with the early ones with the drop down number plates, I love that.
Yeah.
Your luggage can get wet.
Yeah.
So this is ideal.
Yeah. Morris Minor Traveller. Again, a really popular British classic. 4 to 5 guide on that one. Got a Mini, which is, say, again, we always love a Mini. This one's quite tidy, actually, isn't it?
Sitting on the Mini Light or style alloy wheels.
Had a respray, and I think full restoration between 21 and 24. Land Rover. Now, you are certainly the man for this guy.
I do like a Land Rover. So this one's interestingly, the door tops on these series Land Rovers just bolt off.
Yeah.
This doesn't come with them, but you can buy them off the net fairly inexpensively. You've got the canvas roof, 3 seats in the front, freewheeling hubs. Looks quite a solid thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Like it.
I will check on the door tops, actually. There might be some. I will check.
Sorry, forgive me for saying that. Yeah. So I'm sure that with it, we'll
nice
have a
new
look.
roof as well, which again, that's a lot of the expenditure that's already done for you. So
looks a really solid thing. Like that.
2CV, no reserve. Again, nice, interesting no reserve one that we've got for you there. MG midget, 2.5 to 3.5. Again, so if you're looking for a cheap classic, you know, just something to start out with. Perfect.
Brilliant. And these later midgets, 1500s with the rubber bumpers, I think they've really come of age. So
an interesting story. My mum bought one of these to annoy my dad after he went on a skiing trip without telling her. So he came back home, saw one of these parked outside.
Was he pleased?
Well, his question to her was, "Who's that MG that's parked outside?" And she said, "It's mine." So it's nostalgic for me as well.
So Triumph Vitesse here. So the Vitesse is obviously very similar to the Herald, but this has the 6-cylinder engine. They came with a 1600 and a 2-litre. I believe this one's a 2-litre. Just great cars, great British cars.
Yeah.
Nice little burble through the straight 6 engine. So great to see.
Another sort of future classic that we've got, the TT.
Absolutely.
That one's also got the rarer baseball stitching on the seats.
Dale, if you just have a look in there, this stitching here is called baseball. Rather nice. My favourite of all the Spitfires, the Mark III. Just love the shape of the Mark III Spitfire. One of the prettiest little cars on the road. Another Land Rover. Now this has a few really sensible upgrades. So it's got a Perkins diesel in it. It's got power steering. Drives really well. Dan, I think, took that out, who does a lot of our filming, and he said, you know, that drives the best of all the Land Rovers I've driven for ages. So really good to see.
He's quite excited by that. Those Micras, they've all disappeared, haven't they?
They
all
have.
Vanished.
Little K10 Micras. Yeah, lovely.
No reserve. This one, which I think we've got as a one owner. Yeah, one owner.
So one recorded owner on this. Subaru Impreza. It's a UK car. I think 205 brake horsepower.
Yeah.
Always ever popular. Little Skoda.
Yeah, we've got, I say, the Skoda. Now, they're brilliant with the seats in the back, aren't they? The fun, Felicia fun.
Yeah, this moves back.
Yep.
So you can have seats, and then you can travel it all forwards, and you've got a more practical pickup.
Yeah. We shall go slightly down here because I think we've
missed a bit.
Couple of cars that we're getting too excited. We've been drawn outside, aren't we?
Always the way.
Yeah.
Look at that for gold, hey?
Yeah. Nice and bright. A bit of fun, isn't it? Sunbeam Alpine, no reserve, and this car I will make a mention as well. The Ryan Scimitar. So much interest on this. It's quite an early car to us. The chap drove it here. I've had loads and loads of people inquire on that one. Really keen guide on it, 2.5 to 3,500. I should think they're
really a car of the moment.
And because I think historically they've been they've been somewhat underrated, and now I think they've started to pick up as people have realised them.
Absolutely.
Tell me about the Capri, Guy.
Now this has got a real story. It's worthwhile looking on our website. Now our vendor has owned this, gosh, I think since it was just a few years old. Now where are we? It's a 72 car. When we say cars have had a previous accident or there's a story, sometimes it can be perceived as a bit of a negative. With this one, it's just evolved. The whole car has evolved in his ownership. It's been owned by a technical college. It's been owned by his family. His wife's used it for commuting. The whole car has a real history, and it's been modified with some very, very sensible improvements, such as a 5-speed gearbox. The steering's beautifully light. Fred, I don't know if you had a chance to drive this, but do have a look on our website because there's a fascinating story behind this.
Yeah, definitely.
Some great early photos.
And he did a really interesting write-up description in the paperwork as well. So by all means, if you're here for the viewing, do have a good look through that. Panther, again, quite
yellow.
Yeah, it's sort of a theme going on as well, haven't we? We've got, I say, the Model Y, which is a bit of sort of 1930s. I get there's something for everyone here. We've got 1930s, we've got modern day, we've got something for everyone. The Jaguar 420, which I know you're saying widest production car of its
420G.
time. Yep.
So yes, I think until the Jaguar XJ220,
yes,
there wasn't a British car produced that was wider than the 420G.
Absolutely.
So
all that chrome on the front, again, very, very 60s. You've got those massive leather seats that are just huge, aren't they?
Yeah.
And equally as huge leather seats is this Citroen, which again, a bit of fun, £5,000 to £7,000. The hydraulics will work. We've had it, say, up and down and gone down the road in it. And now this is a curveball.
So these were everywhere. When I was growing up, starting to drive, well, I've been driving a little while actually, to be fair, but these were everywhere. They've all vanished. They have all disappeared. Now this is a one owner, and it has the most incredible full Toyota main dealer service history. But just have a look in here. In fabulous condition. Very practical. You won't see another one on the road whilst you're driving on a day-to-day basis. So
no.
Yeah,
I think
a bit different.
Boris Johnson is quite famously a fan of these. He's been.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah,
Depends
we'll let you make your own minds up on that. Yeah. But so right, here we are. We're going on to the start of Saturday's outside cars.
Yep.
And again, a really nice mixture. We've got Smart Brabus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, these are a car I think people are beginning to really pay attention to. Great fun to drive. Very, very stylish. Super fun.
Yeah.
Over with our Italian corner there again.
Italian corner, Fiat Coupe, which always a bit fun. I think that's one former keeper, 2 registered owners. Quite low mileage. It was in the 40s, and we got it 4.5 to 5.5. Nice and bright colour as well. You've got the Gordini Clio, again future classic, 5 to 7 on that one. We've got the 300C Merc, again 2.5 to 3.5. So well built. Not like, I will say, the modern Mercs of their time, or should I say Renault almost, but this was an era where they're properly built. I mean, as I say, if you look after something like this, it will go on and on and on.
Absolutely. Mercedes CL 500 just behind me, Austin A30, lovely little Morris Minor, and we have one of 2 BMW 5 Series in the sale, 2 540s, so special cars, lovely engines. Another Mini. We'll get on to the back row there. Now, how about this for a car? If you like coordinating your colours and standing out.
Yes.
Beautiful green hood, and a 2-tone sort of designo grey interior. Cracking looking car.
Quite. Again, it's one of those cars that I think, had that been a different colour, we might not have got as much interest, but again, a lot of calls and emails on this because it's just different.
And no reserve.
No reserve as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got the Camry, which I know you're quite a fan of these guys.
Well, I think it's just because they're so well made.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, again, they were very much a common sight on the roads. They've all vanished. This is a little 2.2 litre, but supercar. If you look after that, you'll just keep going. on and on and on.
Yep.
Here we have the little
Street
Streetcar Winter Edition, which came with the hardtop. So you got the soft top,
Yep.
but you also had a hardtop as well.
No reserve on that. You've got the Z3, you've got a rubber bumpered MGB, 4 to 6 guide on that. I think that's had a bit of money spent as well.
MG Magnet, Mercedes SLK, and we're going to have to show you. Now, what's the connection between this and the blue oval badge?
Well, what's quite interesting, if we pop this bonnet, and if Dale has a quick peek under here.
Never seen this conversion before. It's a 1700cc engine out of a Ford Puma.
Puma engine, yeah, absolutely incredible, really. And so I think you've got the, let's say, modern discs and things on it as well.
Yeah, someone had a vision, and they've followed it through. So great to see. German engineering at its best. So Audi A8 4.2 V8 Quattro.
Yeah.
A car that will go on and on and on. European cruising. If you fancy a road trip this summer,
definitely the one
car
for that. Yeah. You've got the Saab 9.5, got the little Rover there, another TT.
Escort van.
Yeah.
We seem to have, I don't think we've had a sale for a long while without an Escort van, and they always do sell well. So the little Rover, SLK Mercedes, Renault 5, once a really common sight on the roads.
Now all disappeared again. Yeah, we've got quite an interesting one. So this is actually direct. Well, we've got two, in fact, direct from the film company. So this one, you're thinking Toyota RAV4, obviously a very bright pink. It's actually featured in a series called Henpocalypse, which starred Danny Dyer in. And say the our vendor who runs the film company, he actually messaged me the sort of the breakdown that was Henpocalypse, and quite an interesting storyline, I will say, to do with Danny Dyer. I think, as I say, it's quite an interesting one. But there's photos all out there on the internet of all it dressed up in the things.
And if you do drive that, you are liable to get arrested and taken away
in one of these. So I did a little video yesterday on this, actually. So Ford Transit, it's had a facelift on it. It's a 2002. You've actually got the prison cage in the back, which is good fun. I had a laugh with that. You've got all the lights. Obviously, if you are using it on the road, you've got to cover the police stickers and not use the siren. But good for security and stuff. And yeah, always seems.
Now we nearly walked past this.
Yeah, I made a very poor joke to Sally as we were doing the lot numbers earlier. I said, Sally, I bet you can't find this one, and she had that face where she just said no. But yeah, T25 offered no reserve, bit funky. I think that'd be something Dale likes, actually. He is a camper man.
Absolutely. E21
BMW. Yeah, again, had a bit of work done to it. It's sort of an ongoing project. These are really quite rare now, aren't they?
They are, and this is the 2 litre 6 cylinders. So they did the 4 cylinder and the 6 cylinders. It's 2 litre 6, and it's a 2-door car. So something that someone could really improve.
Yeah. I will make mention this Mark 1 MR2. Now, these have really come up in recent years, and yeah, this one offered actually no reserve, so I think that should do all right, that one.
This one's, a little bit of a project.
Yeah.
We've got another one going in on Sunday, so sort of different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
The Jag
behind.
Yes. Really interesting modern classic. Again, supercar to drive. BMW. God, I'm going completely mad.
Mazda. Yeah.
Mazda. MX-5.
Yeah.
Toyota Corolla will just keep going on and on and on. Ford Sierra and the
Saxo race car.
Junior. My brain is going. The little Saxo. It's had about £3,500 spent on an engine rebuild. It's the Junior Saloon Car Championship. Cars built race ready last year, now being offered for sale.
Yeah. Quite a little fun Mark 1 Fiesta project for someone who does actually run, say obviously wants bodywork and going through, but no reserve, and it's a good project for someone.
Little project. Right at the back, we're not going to go too far over, well maybe we'll walk around there in a minute, so we'll come on to those. Little Citroen Escargot. Now
tell me about that guy, because again that's a bit of a curveball one, isn't it?
Bit of a curveball. So Volkswagen Transporter, not particularly unusual. What makes this rare, and I think they only made about 100 for the UK market, is it's the 3.2 litre V6. Now, oh, it's locked. Can you get?
Yeah, that's
can you get round there?
Unlock this.
Really, really super condition. Mega history. There's about £20,000 worth of history with it. Can you open that side door? Is that open, or have you just got this? No, we've locked it.
Locked. Yeah.
But automatic as well. And there we are. Just have a look in here. So individual seats and the seats at the back. So really, really high spec caravel. Now, I'm just going to point you over here before we lose them. Range Rover P38, Porsche Boxster, another Audi TT, a G4 Challenge Land Rover Freelander, little low mileage Mazda, the Astra, again, really, really common sight, little 1400 injection, BMW 3 Series Coupe, Toyota Celica, and the Talbot Horizon Series 2.
Absolutely. Now, yeah, that's a survivor if there is one.
It is a real survivor. Great to see. And what makes this super fun, automatic. So if you fancy, or you can only drive an automatic, and you need a little bit of a retro classic, ideal. Volvo 850 GLT.
Yep, we've got a Rover, little Mayfair one, mini Mayfair, and yeah, again, we've got quite a few minis in this one. So
yes, we do.
Yeah, no reserve Fiesta.
Mercedes convertible.
Yeah.
CLK, great modern classic.
Low mileage Twingo actually, which again, a future classic. We've got a few future classics in this one.
Another little mini BMW. Yeah. Shall we go down the middle of this row here?
Let's have it.
Well,
yeah,
because we've angled them slightly differently.
Yeah, again, we've had a bit of a shuffle around for this one, haven't we? So
yeah,
there's a bit of a change.
Back to you. So that's really really uncouth. But as you can see, it's quite a foggy day. It was lovely this morning. I'm not sure what's happened, Fred, but
no.
Maybe it's something to do with January.
Yes, yeah, it could well be. It's not tropical at the minute, is it?
So little Polo 1400, one of two Peugeot 205s in the sale.
That one's exceptionally clean, actually, I will say.
It is, as is the red one. Honda CRX, love these cars, really, really good. Mercedes CLK,
yep.
Sorry, SLK, going mad. Mitsubishi Shogun, short wheelbase. This is the V6 Auto. Again, very much a common sight on the roads, but now mostly vanished.
A Project Stag for someone as well.
Yeah, great colour, really great colour.
Yeah, nice and bright. And then you've got the Land Rover as well.
So this is a 1970 Land Rover, Series 3, long wheelbase, with overdrive. 12-seaters these are.
Yeah.
But,
good minibus.
Yeah, great to see. I always think of the Italian job when I see a Land Rover. Mitsubishi L200 pickup, bit of a survivor, as is this Vauxhall Frontier. Where have they all gone? All vanished. A rather bright purple taxi, little Escort. We've got a Ford Ranger, Mercedes R129. This is a car you never see anymore. Volvo 440.
Yeah, all vanished, haven't they? Yeah,
yep.
Project for someone, but yeah.
Little two-door Astra SRI with some Ermshire kit on it. SLK, another Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
And
M3 as well.
BMW M3 Coupe.
Yeah.
So yeah, manual car, M3 Coupe, no reserve.
No reserve, yeah. And we've got the Bentley too, I think quite keen guide on that one. 7 to 9 as well. So yeah, you could have that on your driveway, and I think it'll make the neighbours envious, wouldn't it? So we'll go down here.
I love these.
Yeah, again, properly built. Like I was saying, this was the era of Mercedes they're just like tanks, aren't they?
They are. I mean, really well.
Listen to that door shut. It's proper, isn't it?
Yes. Now, a little bit of a modern practical load lugger is this Audi S4 Avant. Now that's got the same engine as the A8 over there, 4.2 litre V8. MX-5.
Porsche came. Yeah, got massive wiggle as well. Someone's
absolutely. Polo.
This is quite a rare one. So it's a G40. These are actually they're supercharged.
Supercharged, yes.
And yeah,
really rare.
I think actually we'll have to have a look. I don't know. We might have done it in the write-up description. See how many are actually left.
I don't think there's many of those left.
No.
A little bit of an MGB Roadster with a twist.
Yeah.
Great fun. Roll cage, loads of spec on this, do have a look at the write-up because it's
You could have
quite an interesting car.
some fun on the track with that, couldn't you?
Here we have a Jeep Wrangler. I get quite a few calls on this. I think it's just got quite a nice look about it. It's manual gearbox. Just snorkel, bit of fun. Another Land Rover. Now, I like this. Actually, it looks a little bit scruffy. Don't let the looks fool you. It's a properly sorted Land Rover. Drives really well underneath that.
Yeah, again, sort of recent roof as well. Yeah, you've got another MX-5. We've got the MG TF. You've got a Brabus Smart, which again, unusual thing. And we got the Roadster to start with.
Yeah.
Little Austin Cambridge. We've love those fins on the back as well.
Farina.
Yeah, all the chrome and
styles.
spot on.
Jaguar. Again, there's quite a few of these.
That's the XKR,
It's
isn't it?
It's the supercharged one.
And no reserve.
Yeah. Mercedes, another Jaguar. This is the XK8. We have a rather bright TVR here with the Ford V6. Fred, I'll let you just lead through on those ones.
Super. So we've got, say, the 280 SL Mercedes, nice and bright in red. Obviously, you've got the hardtop as well. We've got the XJ, which again, a lot of car for the money. I think that was low mileage actually as well. That was around, let's have a look, 44,000 miles. So really nice low mileage. You see quite a few of these that have done high miles. So nice to have a good low mileage one. Mini 30 too, which was the obviously the special edition. Love the combo on that. On the seats, you've got little 30 badges as well. It's just quite a cool, quirky thing. And yeah, 5 to 6 guide on that one.
Okay, so behind me to my right is this Triumph Stag, fitted with a Ford V6 engine, a popular conversion. VW camper, the T2 behind me, we're guiding that at 4.5 to 6.5. Something quite rare is the Citroen BX GTI. Really quite an
again,
unusual car.
That's a car that's they're, to be fair, rare when they're new, and they haven't got any more common, have they?
No. Very late Land Rover 110. So this is the Defender. It's the XS edition. Cracking vehicles.
Yeah.
Very fond of those.
Looks the
really
part,
interesting car.
So we're now going to go to the last bits of the outside one with the non-runners, and these are still going to be the end of Saturday.
Yep.
Now this is what we sometimes refer to as Field of Dreams. We rather like it. It's an exciting selection.
One of the best bits of the sale.
It's an exciting selection because a lot of these are no reserve projects, and if you fancy something to keep you busy.
And some of them aren't necessarily, they might be here in the non-running section, but okay, we've got the little Mini, clearly a project. This Land Rover runs really sweetly, but there's a clutch issue, but look at it, it's actually running. Land Rover, the Series 3 short wheelbase,
no reserve.
Very interesting Land Rover 130, high capacity, registered as a 110 as they did. Been in storage, been long-time ownership. Do have a look at the website because it's a very interesting
I was going to think
vehicle.
it does turn over as well. So
it's a very simple recommissioning process. That Triumph Dolomite 1850.
All the parts behind it as well that you can rummage through.
If you buy that, you need to bring a van.
Definitely.
Saab 900 Turbo, so classic Saab 900 Turbo. We've got the Morris Marina 1800 SDL and a Ford Fiesta XR2. Now I think tracking a little bit out on that one.
I think it might be. Yeah, I think it might be. But
well, so you'd have to don't drive that one away.
Now we're going on to the last bit of the non-runners, and we've got this Astra GTE, which we have had some cracking results with these GT Astras.
Yes.
This one was actually the chap's pride and joy, wasn't it?
Well, it's for the same owner as the Triumph Estate.
Yes, yeah. So it was his father's. It was his pride and joy. Parked up on the driveway, and unfortunately, since he'd passed. But yeah, really interesting. No reserve project for someone. That was quite an early entry one to us again, so I think that should do well. You've got a Herald behind it, which again, a bit fun for someone. Daimler guy.
Yeah, well, so this is a Daimler 66. So it's the Vandenpla Auto. Had a huge amount spent on it. It's just not been used for a number of years, but great project, nice and solid, and it's sister here,
Yeah.
or brother, or however we refer to them. So this is a Daimler Sovereign 4.2 long wheelbase. So difference is 6-cylinder, 12-cylinder, whatever you fancy, but two very, very similar cars, both super solid. Great little projects for someone. Now the Toyota Corolla, I will mention, it's the AE92. It's the 1300cc. They're a 12-valve engine, very well engineered, been in a garage for a number of hours, being sold on behalf of a deceased estate. The little standard 1959 standard pennant, Rover
SD1, yeah, I think that was, say, that's probably a good use of for maybe a parts car, or say, if you're feeling ambitious at a restoration. I will make a mention of this Astramax van. Now, the vendor has actually owned this since, I think it was 1995. Yeah, 1995, and I don't know why, I just really quite like it. Commercials tend to do quite well, and yeah, it's just one that, again, they vanished.
Absolutely. This little Metro is running, actually.
Yeah.
But great little period car. I think the same colour that David, one of our auctioneers, this was his first car, one of these, a brown, is it brown? I'm pretty sure, eyes are bad, brown Metro.
Yeah.
So he was certainly cutting a dash as a young teenager.
Do you reckon he's well, I say upgraded, I mean, if anything, he's...
It's now an Audi, so.
Yeah.
Land Rover Series 2A long wheelbase station wagon. Couple of bits of work needed on this one, but
maybe just
a great project.
Yeah.
Range Rover project here as well, and rather in kit form.
Yes,
is this long wheelbase two-door Land Rover Series 3. What you see is what you get. So really really worthwhile project, and a Carman Beetle convertible project as well. So no reserve. I think most of these are no reserve. What we're going to do is now head inside and talk about day 2, shall we?
Yeah, we will do that.
See you in a minute. So we're back. Now it's the beginning of the cars going through on Sunday. We're starting Sunday with the motorcycles, which we'll have a look at later. Motorcycles start at 10 o'clock. Once we're finished, we're aiming about 12:30, hopefully not too much later than that. Fingers on the crossed. Sunday. We're going to be kicking off with the projects that are inside, starting with this Mark I Ford Cortina Consul. Now, this car, it's a 1963 car, and it's part of a deceased estate. We're selling it for the executors. This has been owned by the same chap since 1965. In a carport or under a carport for probably the best part of 40 years. Looks to be a really solid project. Yes, there's some surface rust. Yes, you'll need to go through it, but it's a Ford, an early car, and hence fairly exciting.
Should do well, shouldn't it? Now, again, another Mini. Lots of Minis, like I said, an 83. It's a little city one. That's had some work in the past and then was stored. So there's some recommissioning and going through to do, but looked quite bright, quite solid, I think. No reserve as well, so interesting.
Yeah, no reserve on the Cortina, I should have mentioned, as well.
Now, this Moke, one of 2 Mokes that we have in the sale.
It is. So this is a Moke that you probably need to do a fair bit of work on before you get out on the sunny roads of Norfolk. But what makes this special, it's an early car. It's a very early Moke, British-built Moke. I imagine that was a really, really smart car before it was laid up. So straightforward project for someone. Get your welder out and you'll have something really worthwhile and quite valuable at the end.
Absolutely. Now, one of my favourites, a Messerschmitt, which they don't come up too often, and they also don't come up too often at no reserve. What was quite funny, as Dale was just uploading the first part of the video, I just had a quick sneak look on the sale room to see what's the most watched items so far, and this was right up there actually. I think this was about 3rd or 4th out of everything, so that's really interesting. But yeah, such a rare little thing. So no reserve, I think that should do.
Really quirky.
Yeah, yeah,
certainly of a period. Now, if we look over here, Dale, just point your camera, please, at the Aston Martin DBS. Now, this is not, it was scheduled to go into this sale. There's a delay with probate, so it is going in a later sale. Not being offered this weekend,
no,
but it's here if you want to come and have a look at it.
And we should say, we don't know as of yet when that sale will be. Obviously, as you can imagine, probate will take quite a bit of time. we have had that question a lot, so we are just waiting on that one. Obviously, until we know more information, we'll have updated on the web.
Super. Now, round wheel arch midget, a huge amount of work has been done to this, as you can see with the body shell. So it's a really good head start. If you're restoring one or want to restore one, what a great basis. Real head start, save you thousands in the long run. MGA Roadster project. Now, great little car. The MGA, obviously forerunner to the MGB. Now, this is an interesting car, offered no reserve.
No reserve, yeah. A lovely Hillman Minx. Now, we were saying on this guy, I think you found an older picture, didn't you, of it?
On the internet of this car, yes.
And I just, me and Jeff were looking at it and I was just like, I want a bit of cloth and some
just
G3.
Want to get,
just want to touch it, yeah.
I think that's a really straightforward sort of recommissioning project for someone.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll have to do some work to it, but you could do as little as needed and just get out on the road and use it. Yeah, Ford Capri 2.8 injection.
That had a bit of interest as well on the watch list, as say, again, like we said, our last sale, November sale, very much a Ford sale, and this I think will equally get as much interest. Speaking of which Ford, we've got the Sapphire Cosworth, always popular these, aren't they? Bit of a later one into us, I think we guided it 25 to 30 on that one.
We have, yes, the 4x4 version.
Rarer 4x4,
And looking through the history, it's been off the road for a number of years. Quite a straightforward project, but I think the history sort of stacks up to support the mileage.
Still got the Ford stamp light covers actually on it as well, hasn't it? That's
great to see. Now, Series 1 Jaguar E-Type, this is the 2+2, off the road, garage stored for over 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think a keen guide on that. I said to you guys, didn't I, 20 to 25. Yeah. That should be good.
Great guide.
Another E-Type we have.
Now this is the fixed head coupe. All our little lot numbers on these dusty cars are peeling off, Freddie. We're going to have to do something about that tomorrow.
Well, you say that. I think we're on the case already. The chaps are actually ordered some more stickers.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
We're on that.
So this car does run. Carburettor is leaking fuel. It will want brakes, catch everything going through. Really super solid. Again, off the road for a number of years, but cracking project, and I think we're pretty keen on that. 24 to 28,000 for a Series 2 coupe. Yeah. Car that's gone.
Absolutely. I say the interest online of this, and again, I was saying about the sale room earlier, I think this is the most watched vehicle in the sale. This Mark 1 RS2000 Escort. Been garage stored since, I think, 97, I believe.
97, yeah, absolutely. It's a genuine car. All the AVO strengthening components in place. Type 49 shell, built June 74, so really exciting.
And it's got some period photos actually of it when it was on the road.
Yes, so this was actually a test car in Car Magazine. November 74, if you've got that.
We've got a copy in the box file too. So yeah, have a look at that again. If you're coming to the sale, have a look through the paperwork.
Brilliant. So moving on to the cars that will be driving through. Now the first one that will be driving through is it's a little bit of a stretch on the driving, isn't it? So we're looking for a volunteer. Now you have to be very strict. We don't allow the public to drive the cars through.
No.
But we are inviting one of you to drive the next car through. But the criteria is you have to be younger than...
Wow.
It depends on the size, I suppose.
Yeah, I was going to say.
8 or 10. Now look at this. It is an Austin Pathfinder, super rare. It's 1949 car. They are very collectible. If you fancy driving the first car through, get in touch with us. We'd love to. We'd love to see
fun,
you.
Wouldn't it?
Be great fun.
Yeah. No, fantastic. Are we starting here?
Why not?
For the cars?
May as well start here.
Now, I mean, I say this is, and I've had the
You've
absolute.
driven this quite a bit, haven't you?
I've had the absolute pleasure of driving this. So I know we made a quick mention before, but it's a 65 230 SL Pagoda. This is actually the boss's car. This is Lynn's vehicle. She's had it quite a few years now. What a stunning car. I mean, absolutely lovely. I've had the pleasure of driving it.
She's always looked after it.
She's kept it nicely. She's used it sparingly, just on sunny days, weekends, that kind of thing. But what a pretty car! I mean, just so stylish. And I think, you know, if you want a car to use, to have some fun with, say no more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, one to put away for the future is this Mark 1 MR2 T-Bar, 44,000 miles. Really, really lovely condition. Beautiful paintwork, and I love the blue velour interior that they did in period.
Yeah, I was going to say, when this arrived, I said it's blue on blue on blue on blue. It was, I really like that.
Absolutely, one to tuck away.
Yeah.
Cracking, I think primrose yellow we'll call it, MGB Roadster. Really, really good looking car. Aston Martin Vantage V8. I really like those, and I love the colour of this interior.
Sort of
Just look at that. Is it bull's blood?
Bull's blood, also crossed with a kind of aubergine almost, isn't it?
Lovely. Great history. So I think all of the stamps, there's a load of service history stamps, they're all Aston Martin main dealer or authorised service agents, and there's just one Aston Martin specialist. So cracking history with that car.
Yeah.
Freddie.
Mark II Jag. Now, this has had lots of work undertaken. Dale, I don't know if you can just have a quick pan inside. Look at that interior. Obviously got these sort of uprated seats. Nice, and it sort of had some sort of modern touches, I'd say, that just make it a bit more usable.
Absolutely. I love the sporty look. I love the louvered bonnet. I love the black painted wires with the more modern tyres.
Really looks the part. So 1960s, say obviously the Mark II on this.
I think Coombs arches.
You've got the uprated radiator, Catalogue fan, I think, as well. So again, had some modern upgrades to make it more usable.
Yeah, brilliant car.
Yeah. Lovely little MG, the TF. These always do quite well, actually. Again, it's a car very much the era, very 50s, classic British open top sports car. Lovely, super. Guided 15 to 17. Now, one of your favourites, Guy. This is very much up your street, so to speak.
So RS4 Avant, good history. I think the first owner had this until
So it was two owner car, original owner buying it from new in 2000, keeping it till he passed away. So but lots
so
of
I think it's almost like family owned from new.
Yeah.
Cracking history, beautiful car. They are epic to drive. 2.7 V6 twin turbo.
Yeah. I love those Recaro seats that just hug you, don't they? They're sort of, brilliant.
They really do. Really do. So yes, beautiful car. Behind you, I love the colour of that.
Yeah, the Corrado, again, it's very much the VR6, as I say, really looks the part. And these 90s cars, I think they're just so perfect because they're modern enough to use, but also...
Use it every day without issue. Great place to be inside. Volkswagen build quality. So super car.
Top notch. We will just make a quick mention of the van, the Bedford. This one registered keeper on it. Really looks the part. Again, commercials always do well. I always think, even with like these commercials, have it sign written, and it's something you don't see these in the roads.
Tax loss through your business.
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely.
Now we've got a good pairing of American cars here. We've got the 2009. Is it 2009? Sorry, I'm going mad.
Yeah, 2009. Yep.
Mustang. Really good spec car. Do have a look on the website, limited edition. And we have this 76 Camaro. Now this has had a fortune spent on it. It's fitted with a crated engine. I'm told producing about 400 horsepower. Great car, super colour. And as we're thinking of American...
Well, it's almost like we planned it, isn't it?
Yes, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if you took this one out, Fred, or
I didn't actually. I think that was Dan had the joy of driving that. And if you're talking about value for money, well, you can't argue you can't get physically more car for the money. I mean, it is just huge, isn't it?
They are enormous.
Yeah.
So going on, so something a little bit more staid and British, but still with a V8. is this.
Yeah, I say this again arrived to us this week actually. Same chap that has the Victor, and the Victor being a very nice car as well, and this is as well, so you can tell he's looked after his cars. But yeah, kind of 628 on it. It's the 260, which is the rare one.
Yeah, 260 horsepower V8 Mustang engine.
That's it. Yeah, Mustang engine. Yeah.
I love this. Look at the two-tone with the roof. Really, really stylish car, these Sunbeam Rapiers. There's not many that survive in this condition, so cracking car. Ford Capri 2.8 injection, again. Look at this. One that you could go out and really enjoy the show season this year. I love it. It's Rosso Red, which is a rare colour for the era.
Absolutely, we've got the 911, the Carrera. I say, yeah, lot of car for the money. I think we guided 16 to 20 on that one. Celica, now really, really interesting. Love the colour instantly.
Fantastic colour.
It's a big yes from me already.
Inside, it's just stunning, isn't it?
It looks lovely.
Just have a look in there.
What's really, really exciting about this one as well, no reserve entry.
It's a rare car to survive in the UK anyhow, but to survive in this condition, my goodness me.
Yeah, because it was UK supplied from new, wasn't it?
It is. It's a UK supplied from new car. So would have been the late 70s, quite a bold choice.
Yeah.
And I'm really pleased it's still with us. Very exciting car.
Definitely.
Particularly fond of, probably my favourite sporting Escort is the RS 1600i. In white. I don't know why, I do know why, because I had a model of one as a kid, bought from a toy shop in Felixstowe when I was probably 4 years old. But cracking car, really, really like it. I think I was a bit older than 4 because I was born in 76, so maybe I was 6 or 7. But
yeah, soon.
Brilliant car. Keenly guided. I think we're guiding this 12 to 16.
Yeah.
Our vendors owned it, I think, since something like 2012. Cracking car.
Cracking car. The Jensen.
Now, yeah, Series 1s. This is quite a bit of Mark 1. So the rarer of the derivatives, and this looks to be a really, really solid example. It's being sold due to the unfortunate vendor's ill health, but what a stylish car.
Yeah.
Love the interior of the Series 1. Look at that.
So they just look the part.
Really, really beautiful.
Yeah, 28 to 34 guide on that one. Now, one of 2 Ferraris that we have coming up for the weekend, the Mondial, and lovely. Now, if you're talking about sort of kind of an affordable entry-level Ferrari, these are great, aren't they? I mean, guide on this, 30 to 35 for a really sorted Ferrari.
Yes.
I mean, that is quite tempting, isn't it?
Now, it's the Mondial T, so it's the last incarnation of the Mondial. So, if I'm correct, the engine in this is the engine that then went on into the 348. So, cracking car, quite quick, very stylish,
yeah,
of course, in a classic Ferrari colour.
Absolutely.
Fred, shall we mention?
Well, I think we should, yeah.
Oh, I keep walking past it. That was outside our office for so long.
Drawing us to it, yeah. Now, I say the 512, I mean, what a pretty car.
Yes.
Absolutely stunning. This has had thousands and thousands
by the right people.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it hasn't covered that many miles since the restoration.
No.
It's fresh, it's lovely.
Beautiful, beautiful car. Yes, it's expensive, but I don't understand how they're still so cheap for what you're getting in terms of a V12 Ferrari.
I was going to say, there was a point where these were going to be really right up there, and again, I think that was one to hang on to.
Beautiful,
isn't it?
beautiful
yeah.
car. Love it.
Super.
Now, oh my goodness me, an icon of cars from the 90s. The Integrale, this one in Verde, York. They were such a powerful car on the rally circuit. They changed the game in many ways to produce this road-going version.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
One of my favourite cars, always been a had a weak spot for them, but I really, really like this. And our vendor, a local Norfolk man, has owned this for quite a number of years. So it's a reluctant sale.
I know Dan said, I think taking it down the road, he commented on how nice it drove.
He came
as
back
well.
with
He was
huge smile.
He was grinning ear to ear
on his face.
Yeah, super. Honda S2000, love these. These have always been at quite a high, I'd say, because they're so good. You know, they really are the part. It's easy to forget how old these are now. I mean, this is, say this is not on an 05 plate. You know, it's 20 years old, but it still looks modern. And
these were, I think they're sort of lauded as one of the best handling cars, certainly of the era.
Yeah.
6-speed manual, snappy change box, very, very revvy engine. Brilliant car.
Yeah, absolutely. Mileage warranted at 40,882 miles, so really lovely low mileage.
Super low mileage. Now, MGC Roadster, for those of you that love an MGB, but think, do you know what, the 4-cylinder engine's just not quite enough for me, let's go with a 3-litre 6-cylinder. Completely transforms the car, and yeah, beautiful example.
Yeah. Now, I know I made a mention of this previously. Those of you that are looking at this and you're thinking, what's this? Peugeot RCZ. They're quite unusual when they came out. You might be thinking, what's it doing in this sale? So, what's interesting about this one? It's a 2011 RCZ, one owner and just 584 miles from brand new. So, incredible. I mean, literally
find another with
barely
that
running. I was saying, I mean, there might be one in the sort of Peugeot museum with the same mileage, if that, and no reserve. I mean, it's like buying a new car.
Yeah, and the styling was quite controversial when it came out, but no one can argue that the shape's not a classic.
Yeah, and I do like what's quite a nice touch. If you have a look at the reg, my RCZ as the reg.
Brilliant. Now, little survivor. So, an earlier Citroën AX GTI with 15,968 miles on the clock.
And this is just
beautiful condition, very, very rare car. Imagine the AX was a really light and nimble car anyhow. So imagine it with a peppy engine. That's going to be a barrel of laughs. Great fun.
Definitely.
Now, we don't want to lose where we're going. So how about talking about this Jaguar 240? Now, a huge amount has been spent on this, a huge amount of work has been done.
Manual car as well.
It is, manual car, red wire wheels with a black interior. Have a look underneath when you come. You can come down to the auction tomorrow, so Thursday, Friday, and of course the sale days are the 25th and the 26th, Saturday and Sunday. And you're able just to have a look around the cars, look at the paperwork in the office.
Come and have a look. I mean, we're doing the walk around descriptions, but what I would stress, if you can come here, if you can come and have a look at them, that is always the best thing. We invite you, please do come and have a look at them.
We don't bite.
No, well.
One of my favourite cars of all time, I just love the compact shape. It's Italian, this little Giulietta Sprint. Now this has got Veloce upgrades. Fabulous car they are. They drive and handle so well. 1600 cc engine with this 5-speed gearbox. And I think we're guiding this 30 to 35. I think that's really sensible. Yeah,
it's those Italian little touches, just with the detail and the styling, how thin the sort of spokes are on the steering wheel. It just, everything is thought of.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So we've got, if you take that road, and
definitely,
I'll come down here.
So we've got the Sunbeam Alpine, ever popular. We've had a couple in those before. Vanden Plas, which I love the colour, and the combo. Dale, just have a quick look because I've got to show you the combo on this. With the green and brown, look at the dash, wooden dash obviously being the
and I'm going in the rear with the picnic table.
Yes,
look at that. It's
practical as well.
What a period colour.
Yeah. Now MG ZS, what's really special about this, 6,520 miles. The interior on this, when I say is like new, look at the seats. Just have a look at those seats.
I can smell it from here. It smells like a new car.
Yeah, it is absolutely spot on.
It's beautiful. One to tuck away for the future. They're a great car. They handle well, very practical. You could use this really, as a daily driver.
I believe no reserve as well.
It is indeed. No reserve.
Quite a tidy little Morris Minor. That's had quite a bit of money spent on it. You can see paintwork, bodywork wise. I had someone that was inquiring on that. I was looking through the paperwork. That's had quite a bit spent on it.
Two-door, called Mabel.
Mabel, there you go. So you can't change the name. It's the law. I will make another mention. Again, I did cover this, I think, just before Christmas. Peugeot 205 is a one registered owner car, 50-odd thousand miles. Really, really clean. Really, such a survivor. Not like a lot that you do see. This is really an exception.
Excellent. Now, Bentley Continental Flying Spur, low mileage example, cracking colour combination, W12 engine. They are a fabulous car to drive.
Yes, absolutely. The number plate, I will say as well, I think we are selling separately in the sale. So if you like that number, that is being offered in the automobile section.
Brilliant. And we've got behind me a 1954 Triumph TR2. The colour. Yeah. British racing green with the beautiful contrasting, again, it's more like a bull's blood interior. It's lovely. Cracking car. Really like that.
Land Cruiser, bit of fun, bit of off-roading fun for you. These are always really, really popular. I think guide on that one, 23 to 26, 71 car.
Brilliant. MGTC, again, if you are a pipe and the cracking British car, the typical
if you're the kind of person that's got a toolbox, some spanners and an oily rag, this is the car for you. Really keen guide on it, 8 to 10. I think that should do, and I hope that will do better.
And
than
it's interesting. So this is produced. This was manufactured in '46. So just after the war, things were very, very difficult. So it's a pre-war design that they brought out again after the war. Fabulous, fabulous car, and a really keen guide on that.
Very well presented Capri.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, really, really.
3 litre Mark 1.
Yeah. So it's the one to go for, isn't it?
I like that very much.
18 to 22 guide. The Carmen gear. My grandma had one of these back in the day. I will say a long time ago. So before my time, hers was orange with a white roof, and I love that. That is absolutely
cracking colour.
Cracking colour.
And how well that car is presented.
Yeah.
Really, really beautiful.
It's as I say, if you want a good one, that is one to go for.
Mercedes SL. Look at this. Great car, again, a car that you'd be able to use on and on and on.
And I still think they look modern. Again, that's a 2008. I still think that looks modern.
Now, this car records just 2 owners on the V5. I think the current recorded owner has had it since 1978. I think it's recently had some recommissioning work done. It was stored off the road for quite a number of years. Again, great looking car.
I love the look at that. So say have your window down, but don't look at the little cover there. Just little things.
Really fabulous.
Yeah, you got the spots on the front too, or the little lights on the front too. XR3, again, another Ford that we've got in the sale. Fast Ford in the sale. Nice and bright colour, isn't it?
Yeah, great colour. Again, these were everywhere. Yeah. Now I think they're tucked up in people's garages. Yeah. Under a blanket.
But do use them. They need to be used.
All these classics need to be used.
Yeah.
Now about this. I'm getting tongue-tied there. I think it's the cold's getting to me. Austin Healey 3000. It's a BJ7 Mark II. Proper, dare I say, a hairy-chested British sports car.
Yes, definitely.
3 litre, 6-cylinder, cracking colour, brilliant car. Lovely to see that.
Yeah, I quite like the Elan, almost a Canaries theme on that, isn't it, with the yellow stripes and green, isn't it?
Spot on. Made in Norfolk too.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Nice and local, but they handle so well, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, we will move on. You'll see the motorbike hall in the back.
Yeah, shall we end in there?
We'll end in there. Yeah, we'll just have a look. So this is going into hall 4. We've got Rally Pagoda, the 250.
Yeah, so it was in the last sale.
Was in the sale.
It did sell. It wasn't paid for. We have sent the lads round and
an angry no.
What I
never
would,
left. I was just going to say what I would stress. the chap that did purchase it
disappeared. We've got his deposit.
Never actually saw the car.
So re-entered, and
but nothing to do with
nothing
the car
to do
itself.
with the car.
Yeah.
So just going to stress that for those of you that have observed that. The Caterham 7 here, beautiful car, now unfortunately being sold on behalf of a deceased estate, and we're going back on the Mini theme.
Yeah, I keep saying this, that these Minis keep appearing, don't they?
I love the black roof with the green.
Yeah, 3.5 to 4.5. This has had loads of money spent. I think it's had loads of new panels and restoration work underneath. Really looks the part.
I've actually just spotted something. If you look over there, Dale, we missed the beautiful blue automatic Mini.
We did. Oops.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
So we have a beautiful blue automatic one as well. But have a look on the website.
There you go.
This is the sort of ready to go as such Mini. So the other one we've got is a project. This one is not a project. Fairly long-term ownership, I believe. Great to see. I really like them. Again, a 60s Mini.
If you missed out your chance on the Saturday for the first 147 GT8, there's another chance here with this one. Sensible mileage, 75,000 miles. I will mention as well behind me the Sapphire Cosworth. What a good looking car. Absolutely stunning. It's just what everyone wants now, isn't it?
Absolutely. Great car, Moonstone as well.
Moonstone, you've got those fantastic Recaro seats. Really looks the part. Amazon.
So, Volvo Amazon, I love a 60s and 70s Volvo. Two-door Amazon, brilliant car, very solid machines. This one is with working overdrive, it's got alloy wheels. Our vendor said he went four blokes in this to the NEC in Birmingham. So I think you can read into that. Good driving car. Something very special is this Mitsubishi Evo 8. Now this has been much modified. You do need to go onto the website. Reputedly pumping out 700 horsepower. So wow.
This E30 316 Touring, I love the shape of these. I've said to you so many times, Guy, I said I so want one of these at some point. A practical classic, a useful estate car. This, again, bodywork really nice on this. The paint looks lovely on it. Really nice, presentable car. I was going through the paperwork that's had a bit spent on it. I think it had a timing belt a few years ago. And looks a clean example.
Brings back memories of the 1988 when my father had one.
Yeah.
So Beetle No Reserve. Now this is an interesting car. I think it's fantastic colour. It's the 60s, it's 67. Just could do with being brought forwards a little bit cosmetically, but No Reserve, cracking car.
I think that's a really good base. You could do a bit of tinkering with that.
I think you could really get that brought up to speed. How about a smiley face transit van? Now they don't exist in that condition anymore, do they?
I was going to say a really quick, clean one, isn't it? Another popular commercial.
Fairly hot MGB Roadster. Great to see. So a few little mods on this one. And one of my favourite cars in the sale is this Jaguar 420. So not the 420G, which was a much bigger and wider car. This is basically a Jaguar S-type rear end, but they used it as a bit of a test bed interim model before the XJ6. So you've got a lot of the modern braking systems, steering systems, but in a classic Jag. And now we're rather cheekily guiding this at £5,000 to £7,000. I've got a feeling it'll do a little bit better. And I should mention as well, seeing as we're in Norfolk, how about the Lotus Esprit? Beautiful shape, and a shape that just doesn't age. I think it's perfect.
This one, 21,000 mile SLK 230. Again, a modern, usable, sort of future classic almost, but lovely mileage on that one. Should we go at the back, Guy, or do the
So what do you want to start? If we start down there, and I'll head this way, and you head that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, late entry, the BMW, I say that one, the 318. would be great when it warms up ever so slightly, won't it? Daimler Majestic Limo would be great for, say,
left-hand drive.
Left-hand drive, so you can.
I can see that's going to go. That's going to go to Europe.
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful car, really, really rare, and I love the detailing on these. So you know, when you look at detailing and you look at lights, and a lot of them used Lucas products. And I was looking at this little marker light, and that's the exact same light fitted to the underside of a Triumph TRW 500cc motorcycle. Just a bizarre little detail I observed the other day.
Yeah, fantastic. We've got another fast forward DRS turbo, quite a smart one as well. Mercedes, we've got with this.
Yeah, this is the 24 valve 300 SL.
Yeah.
In really lovely condition, great colour, quite an early car. It's 1990, so it's not long after the 107 series was retired, and you can, you know, the difference between a 107 series that came out in 1970 to this that came out 20 years later. There really were some advances.
Daimler 66 to my left, that's had loads. I think the restoration, £40,000 spent on the restoration of that. And it makes you wonder, you just think, I mean, we've guided that 10.5 to 12.5 for a very sorted car that's had loads spent on it. Interior, so all that new leather work, absolutely amazing. £40,000 worth of spend. For £10,500, it's not a lot of money, is it?
Absolutely.
Mustang, yeah. Oh God, I think we heard this coming before we saw it, didn't we?
It sounds fabulous.
Really,
it really
does. Really sounds the part. Again, that was another car that Dan was grinning ear to ear on that one. 12 to 15 on the guide on that.
Absolutely. Mark 1 MGA coupe there. Again, quintessential colour of a British car. I always point this out because I just love the door handles on these. They're so delicate, but just very, very functional.
And the Capri, which I think we are not finishing on the day with, but I think this is our last one on the cars. It's the 3 litre, again, 1 to go for. Fantastic. I love that sort of like tartan interior on that, the sort of checker on that, which looks really great. And brilliant. I think we're going to head into
Should we have a look at some of the bikes?
Just on the motorbikes.
So we're not, there's 113, I did just have a little check, 113 motorcycles in the auction. Now these are being sold, I'll just remind you, 10 o'clock Sunday morning.
Now, so I was going to say, we've had to have a bit of a shuffle around just with how many motorbikes we're doing. So all the automobilia, Saturday morning.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Motorbikes, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock.
Excellent. So 113, and they range from projects, we had over 50 from one estate sale, all no reserve, all projects, through to some really beautiful bikes.
And there are some lovely ones here on there.
Yeah, I mean, they come from, you know, England, Italy, America, Japan, so fabulous. From BSAs, AJSs, Triumphs, Galeras, there's some really, really special bikes. I mean, look at this, it was quite funny. When we were commenting on the little LE Velocet, that you said that it couldn't outrun too much.
Yes, yeah, I think even I could beat that, yeah. But no, brilliant, and that I think should do okay. Again, there's something for everyone here. I will stress, I mean, it will literally range from like 50cc all the way up to 1500 almost with some of the gold wings.
Absolutely, so I'm just going to make mention of this one. So it's a 78 BSA, sorry, I'm going mad. Just shoot me down. Triumph Bonneville 750. Now we're guiding this at 1,500 to £2,000. It wants recommissioning. It's got a faulty ignition system, so you do need to go through it. But what a cracking bike for that guide.
Very 70s colour scheme, isn't it?
Definitely.
And that is why I like it.
Definitely.
But yeah, so we've got to say a lot of private entries here, and then sort of this half and a little bit at the end there, I think, isn't it?
It would be remiss of us not to mention these two.
Right, so this has arrived late. I haven't had a proper look at this.
Fabulous. So we've got a 54 BSA C10 beach racer. Now, I love things when they're repurposed. So you've got these two wonderful copper tanks being used as fuel tanks. What a great look.
Yeah.
Just look at them.
Yeah.
Have a look at the photos on the website because you can see them a little bit better, but the front's been really, really fabulous. The collection starts here.
Yeah.
Interesting, it's a BSA L29, so rare bikes, 350cc, still got its original number plate, which is UU7878.
Nice number.
Quite interesting. And they range from, now this one we really struggled to identify.
Yeah, I will see. So with the collection bikes that we had, they came in before Christmas to us. Me and you got, I mean, we did spend quite a while.
We did spend a lot of time going through it.
A lot of the problem was like plates were removed, obviously access to the bikes.
Yep.
And the stack of V5s we were presented with, it was like, there you go. And we were going
trying to work
one by
through.
one, but we got there.
But we got flummoxed on this one, and I'm going to say a big thank you to Slim. You know who you are. And I said he came here just to have a look. He knows who he is. He's a great chap. And I said, "Try on this one." Well, he said, "That's a 250 Panther."
Of course it is.
Of course. Yeah. So yeah, really great to see. And every day is a learning day. I love a lot of these little step throughs and mopeds.
Yeah,
Honda Novio.
I love the little cubs and things. Yeah, they're brilliant.
Really great.
Yeah.
And then if you just have a look over there, there's some fabulous machines as well. We're not going to go into the automobilia room. I think we'll probably do a little bit of a quick feature, or might get David to do a feature of that over the next couple of days. But there's 230 lots there. We haven't got too much more to say because Dale needs to condense this and put it online.
Time is ticking, but what we would say is have a look at the website. We've obviously just done a very brief overview. A lot of people say to us, "Oh, you missed this, missed that." We try and do as much as we can. All the details are on the web now. Yep. It's all lotted up. Do have a look. But if you have any questions, just give us a bell.
Pick the phone up, drop us an email, or if you really can make it, we'd love to see you. Come to Kings Lynn in Norfolk.
We'll see you then.
Take care.